Yo, so it's been a little while, but we are getting back to work on video games. I don't have anything awkward up, do I? Nope. Looks like we're good. So, now that we've finished Meat Bun, reminder, Meat Bun. I'm gonna have Meat Bun. I'm so happy with that. Now that we're done with Meat Bun, we can get back to work on video games. So the next thing that you need to do is program in the game's AI to be able to handle trash blocks. So what we're looking at then is let's briefly look at, because I have not actually done any prep for this, and I'm probably going to do this for a little while, and then we'll just end up playing 100% orange juice later. Because I don't know what it is about today, but today is a very sleepy, poopy day. Okay, so Karen's block is the drop block. So when Karen's block shows up, I imagine when Karen's block shows up, I imagine it should be a priority to get rid of that block. So, would that potentially cause issues? Because if you have to get that to the very bottom, then you're going to have to move the blocks off of one column in order to be able to do that. Is that going to cause problems with having to dump blocks elsewhere, even if we go towards the lowest section? I mean, that could cause some problems. The alternative would be to try to match as much as possible. Without using that one particular block. I feel like for the time being, I'm just going to make that the priority and go from there. Okay, so Karen's, what about Naka's block? Like, should that always be the priority to deal with? I feel like it should. Just the same. And then that would also go for Isami's block. Tofu's block. I feel like if Tofu's block shows up, then priority should instead go towards leveling the playing field. And then dealing with Tofu's block. Why? What made you assume that all the special blocks are based on monster girls? Doesn't matter. Okay, Meat Bun's block. Yeah, Meat Bun's... Dealing with Meat Bun's block should be top priority. What about... Rhina's block? Dealing with Rhina's block should also be top priority. Morgana's block. Cloud block. I feel like Morgana's block could stop itself at second priority. Yeah. Yuki's block. Honest to goodness, I'm probably not even going to program an AI to deal with Yuki's blocks. Like, whatever happens, happens. And then Ogre's block is... Ogre's block doesn't have to be... I feel like Ogre's block could be priority. Oh man, Daisy got a new computer. So for the most part, all of these are top priority when they appear, except for Morgana's and Tofu's blocks. Okay, so NPC AI. What did I do in here? Oh, because I put it all into function. So I can actually delete all of this. Bam! What variables? Oh, those two variables? Okay, so how do I want to check this? Okay, I think error checking destination is okay. Decrement move timer and act when 0. Okay, so what does this block of code do? Because I did not put a comment on it. Okay, so it looks like this is just, okay, so what we're looking for is Okay, so if we get this, if this triggers, then that means there is a trash block. If not, then there is not a trash block. What? Oh my goodness. Well, you gotta be this way. The crap are you doing? I can't put this variable in there.
Are you playing the scope again?
What's wrong with you? What the poop? Go up here.
What are you doing?
I was trying to just take a block of code and put it under an else. And I tried to, and it said, every time, it said, we're removing this variable that you're trying to put in there.
Removing the variable?
Why can't you just put the variable in it? I'm not asking for a lot. Just put the variable in it. Yeah, I think I managed to do this without getting it to yell at me.
One of my favorite things that Construct does is if you throw a block of code that contains a local variable and move the whole thing up a level in scope, it's like, you can't move this here because this variable is out of scope. And I'm like, yeah, that's why I also tried to move the variable.
You're like, I'm not. Yeah, you're referencing a variable that's not here. No, it is there. I moved it too.
So you just have to move the variable first and then move the rest of the block of code, but it's still really annoying because it's like, you're dumb, Construct. Just move this whole block of code and then you won't have any issues at all.
How do you copy everything over? Shouldn't you copy top down? The first thing you should put in is the friggin' variable.
I wonder if it does something like before copying, make a check.
Yeah. Okay. I gotta figure out I had a giant, like, case statement or something somewhere that dealt with a whole bunch of where in the world would it be? holding... Is it under break gems, maybe? Where's all the code for this friggin' game? It feels like I don't have that much code here. I mean, 380 lines of code, I guess that's not actually a huge amount. Maybe this is what I was thinking of. Okay, let me think for a minute. It's been long enough, I can't even remember what this program does. Gotta think for a second. Let's check here. Gem Rising for fall after delete. Oh, I think I found all that code. Hey y'all, I found that code. It's all under effects, right where I thought it was. I knew there was more under effects than that. Okay, so the tofu block is 8. Eight is indeed tofu block. Yeah, so it looks like we're looking at greater than or equal to 5. It's greater than or equal to 5. Okay, so right now, I should probably test this before I do anything else. It should function perfectly normally. Unless there's a trash block present. If there is a trash block present, then do nothing, effectively. So let's go make sure that works, I guess. Wait, so it's 12? Yeah. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 is Yuki. And Yuki is a very awkward block. So this should work completely normally, unless a garbage block shows up. And if a garbage block shows up, it should do nothing. Gotta wait for this to load up, because the very first time takes a while. Okay, it doesn't really matter who we play as. Karen's good to start. I'm gonna set you to NPC, normal. Okay, so that looks pretty normal. Do I have it not increment the... It's up to the hard. I don't increment the combo. I'm sure I did that, I disabled that for debugging purposes, but I should probably re-enable that. The question, of course, is where do I do that? Right there. Alright, we're good. Combos are incrementing correctly. Seems to be working. Okay, I should send some trash over to him. What does his AI do when he gets the trash? His AI stops, which is exactly what it's supposed to do. Okay, we got that. That's good. So back down here, this is what we're working on. I'll add a comment above this. So it seems to work otherwise. Alright, seems to go alright. Did I really map the buttons to AZ? AZX? Wow, really? I mean, alright. Crap am I doing? AZX? ZXC, everybody ZXC. ZXC, there, we did it. Just to make sure the AI works. Looks like it works. Looks correct over there too, yeah. Okay, it all looks like it works, so that's cool. So, back down to the AI. This is what we're working on. Okay, so if gym type equals 5... and that's that. And we go up to 13? Yes, we go up to 13. So there we are. We now have a spot for the AI to deal with each individual block type. So this first one is going to be Karen. So Karen is... I don't really have a name for the Karen block. Okay, so after Isami is Tofu. Followed by Meat Bun. Followed by Rhina. Yuki. And last but not least is Motor. Okay, so the Yuki block is the one that's doesn't even have a thing. Like, that's... yeah, there is no 12. So I've got this spot down here for it, but... Okay, so if I go in with Yuki... Okay, so she does not stop even though I drop down those blocks. Which is good. Okay, so that's good. So at this point, I just need to actually program in the AI for what to do with these. Okay, so we're looking for... So we're going to look for something very similar to this NPC have gem find dump. It actually really just seems as simple as calling this function, really. Hey there, TC Gala. Okay, so I should just be able to call this NPC have gem find dump. So what do I want to do with this exactly? mean, I guess I would just go clown set value destination to NPC. Oh man, thanks for the bits! That is an amazing virus. We're going to infect everything. But here's our email, because, no, not even email. But here's our mailing address and phone number, because we want to know if you got this. Okay, so I just send in the player number. No, not player number. Okay, so that should be that. So that'll find us the lowest point. Now, we don't necessarily need to go to that point, but we may need to. Clown. X is equal to a destination. So if it reaches the location, then we need to call Grabble. Okay, so we want to find the little spot, we want to grab all. Man, thanks for the bit! So I'm going to go to the low spot, grab all. We need to... We need to make sure it's empty, though. And if it's empty, we're not grabbing all, and we're not setting that as our destination. Do I have any functions that would help with this? Not really. That's cool, we just get to make more functions. So it returns depth by passing it next coordinate. Become as gods. So do I want to make a variable for this? Yeah, I don't know if I can use a loop index in it for each. Let's just add a variable. Running total is 0 for each gem. Where the gem's x-coordinate is equal to function.param 0. Add to running total, and then when all is done, set return value to running total. Okay, should go. Okay, so if it's find depth, so find depth equals 0. then we need an else here. Okay, so let's see if I can't get this straight. I know I'm moving really slow right now, I'm programming really slow. I'm having a little bit of trouble concentrating.
I don't know what's with today. Like, both of us have not quite headaches, but kind of headaches.
Yeah, today's just been a slow, poopy day for both of us. Like, I'm trying to work, I'm trying to focus, but my brain's just like, what was that?
Yeah, I'm a little concerned about this stream.
Just play 100% orange juice.
Huh?
We could just play 100% orange juice.
If I'm gonna play video games,
Aw.
I don't have 100%.
It's like $7. I'll buy it
Let
for...
me buy the game because Steam thinks I already own it. You already have this game in your library. No, I don't.
Wonder if
It's
I
not
could...
in my library.
wonder if I can buy it for you.
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe like if I play it, I would change. Like I would have a change of opinion. But like having not played it at all, it doesn't seem like the kind of game that I would enjoy.
Yeah, to be honest, I'm not entirely sure why I enjoy it. Like, it's cute and it's a little silly, I guess. But, like, I don't know why I like it. But I still like it and I have fun playing it.
It's
So.
a party game, effectively.
Yeah.
And like, that's fine, but I feel like I would want to play a party game at a party. Or at least, you know, with local co-op. Not co-op, but with like local,
Yeah.
you know, couch.
Admittedly, the
Because
single...
then you could yell at each other. For being assholes.
Admittedly, the single-player campaign is poop.
Well, I'm not saying the single player, but I don't think I would play it online with people. Because, like, you can't yell at them for being an asshole and, like, murdering you 2 blocks from...
There's a chat. You can yell at each other. Okay, back to what I'm trying to do. Oh, this is going to be interesting. I'm going to have to make a second block for what to do with a trash block when you have one in your hand. But there are no trash blocks visible. Okay, let's take a look at clown.holding. No, clown.quantity is greater than 0. Okay, so if you're holding a gem, do something. If you're not holding a gem, find the lowest possible location. So at this point, I think I'm calling... If it's empty, then I think I'm calling NPC node gem find match?
Oh, here's a weird thing. Okay, so my pants.
Oh, if I gotta look at the AI for this. Hey there, Felix. Okay, so I think I'm gonna need another function for... Okay, there's an argument on the Discord. What's up? Let me check.
So Lenny's making his Guild Wars 2 character, and
Give me a minute. I'm figuring out what's going on with this. Alright. I was just gonna put in a final word. Like, what I was effectively going to say was, for the purposes of the argument, what the cheat did doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter if he made it really hard to get, or if he just gave himself one. Like, it's cheating. That is unimportant. However, if it doesn't affect anyone, if he can't use it competitively, if he can't...
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. I've used a game shark before. I've used cheats before. On single-player games, because that makes my experience, or at the times that I cheated, it made my experience better. It is not an excuse or an appropriate reason to go off on somebody full stop.
Yeah, if you can't affect anybody else with it, if you can't use it competitively or anything like, or if it doesn't give him any advantage over other players or other people, then if it's purely for single player, it doesn't matter what he does. How he plays his own game, if it only affects himself, doesn't matter. Hands down. And in that regard, the argument's done. Bunnyman apologizes, and that's the end of the story.
I mean, Bunnyman's like, real apologies, he's not ready, but like, I don't... Sorry, I don't know.
He's acting like a child. Like, if he's saying, like, oh, I'm going to apologize, I'm just not ready yet, just apologize now. You have the presence of mind to understand that you need to apologize, just do it. That's the end.
Autism makes things harder, but
It's also not an excuse.
yeah, mental illness is never an excuse to be an asshole. Like, if your mental illness, makes it harder for you to control emotions, just apologize afterwards. Like, it's fine. We get it. It's happened, but just...
Yeah, if at any point in an argument you find yourself saying, wait, but I have a mental disorder, it doesn't matter. You've effectively admitted that you've just done wrong, and you're trying to come up with an excuse for why. Like, I understand a mental disorder can cause you problems, but it is never an excuse. Flat out, it is never an excuse. Alright, so what am I doing? Okay, so we're looking at programming the AI here, and we have... I still want to say more, but I need to leave it be.
Huh?
I still want to say more, but I need to leave it be. Okay, so AI-wise... Yeah, Felix, thank you for coming in, by the way, and letting us know. I mean, that's what we're here for. Like, if there's trouble in class, you call the teacher. If there's trouble in the street, you call the police. Like, that's what we're here for.
Police are owners of a server. But you know.
Well, it's comparison to a teacher in a classroom. Like, we're the authority figures, and we have the power to resolve issues. It's what we're here for. Okay, so, AI-wise, what are we doing? So if quantity is greater than... So if we're not holding anything, we set our destination to the lowest point. And then we'll just move there slowly. If the depth of the lowest point is 0, then we need to find... We need to find the nearest garbage block. So we need to set destination to nearest garbage block. This is a rough block of code, but I feel like this is what I need to do, what I need to use. Oh, it's probably going to be very close to this function, actually. Okay, so this is going to be... Okay, then we just have to do this. So instead of clown.holding, this is going to be function.param1. I think that's it. I think I changed this one variable and this function now looks for something completely different. So set destination to okay, so if quantity is greater than 0, so if you're holding something. So if you're not holding something, look for the lowest point. If the lowest point is empty, instead look for the nearest trash. If the lowest point is not empty, then we're going there and grabbing all on it. So at this point, we're either going to have something in our hands that we need to move, or trash. Or trash. I need to put a B after this that says this. So find the trash. If we're over the trash, grab it. So we're going there and emptying that. If that's empty, then we're going to trash and grabbing it. Then it's just a matter of Okay, so we got this, so from this point, we just need to find... So right here, so I really just need a set destination to... Then I need to make a new function to find the second lowest drop point. Hey there, pressing play. So I need to make a new function for find second lowest drop point. Which is going to be... Really, that's very similar to have gem find dump. So I'm gonna grab this. Find second dump. Yeah, so I tend not to talk about this too much, mostly because it was... Anymore, it's just because it was so long ago that it's not even relevant anymore. But, years and years and years ago, I was a member of, and later the admin of, or unadmin of, a Let's Play forum. And this whole forum was so rife with drama from day one, and it never calmed down. It maybe had days that were slightly better than others, but like every day was new, horrible drama. And a lot of it involved the admins and what the admins were doing and how we were doing it, and a lot of it came down to the forum creator had a very specific idea for what he wanted the forum to be. And for the most part, we supported him. A bunch of people showed up that wanted the forum to be about something else, effectively. And some of us kind of understood where they were coming from. So, like, we tried to help them out a little bit, but it was just way too much between what they wanted the forum to be and how much they were trying to take over the forum and destroy the forum and everything, when we had a very specific plan about what we wanted the forum to be, and we tried our best to do that. And there was just so much drama. I actively lost sleep over it many times. Like, arguments are not fun. Like, getting into that kind of drama and dealing with that kind of stuff, it is not fun. Like, I remember at one point even saying, like, I think at one point when we were just, like finally kicking all these people off the forum, I said as much as, like, this has caused me to lose sleep. We're done. And the main guy was just like, I'm really sorry to hear that this has affected your health in such a way. And then he went right back into his whole spiel, like, no, I'm sorry, you don't actually give a crap about the well-being of anyone. No, Toa, I'm recounting a past adventure. It's fine. Like, if you at any point say, yeah, but I'm gonna, like, I'm concerned about your health, but I'm going to prioritize the goals of a small online forum over your health. No, you don't actually care about anyone's health. And you're a horrible person. I'll add that. Like, if that's your priorities, not a great person. Okay, back to what I'm supposed to be doing.
Just the animation that was playing with the headband on looked like she was going, you're blindfolded.
Okay, so I think the easiest thing for me to do here is to use this return Y2. And I'm gonna need a TempX2 as well. Okay, so I think what I'm gonna be doing here is set temp x 2 to be temp x. Okay, so temp x is where we're looking right now. So temp x and temp y are where we're looking right now. And I theoretically already have a 2. So before I do anything, I need to shuffle the variables down. So oh my goodness, I gotta think for a second on this one. Give me a minute. And thanks for the bits! Oh, I forgot your own birthday is coming up? Well, happy early birthday. Okay, I'm gonna be right back, everybody. I can't think straight. Sometimes when you're developing a game, you just have to lay down on the floor for a little while. Okay, so I'm sort of going to rework a lot of this. Well, I'll say straight up that I have never been diagnosed with anything, but I think I have some kind of very mild attention deficit disorder. Because I just have a very hard time, like always, I have a hard time concentrating and focusing, and I'm kind of easily distracted. And that's where, like, here, I have, like, the reason I kind of have to go lay down is so I can block off sight, block off sound, so nothing is distracting my thoughts, because I can't focus. And I do this a lot. And for a while, Barry kept thinking I, felt sick or something, and I think she's just kind of concluded that no, he just does that sometimes. Take your time, Barry. Like, I've never been diagnosed with anything. Yeah, I've never been diagnosed with anything. So anything, it's purely self-diagnostic, whatever. So take it with a grain of salt. But I'd be willing to bet I have at least a mild something. What's really funny, and I don't know, I look back on this and I kind of laugh, is when I was student teaching, I had my cooperating teacher. My cooperating teacher was telling me that, like, during one of my reviews, was telling me that I would, like, just stop paying attention to what they were saying every now and then. Like, if someone was talking to me, I'd just kind of stop paying attention sometimes. And she was saying that, she was saying that as a, this is bad and you need to stop doing this. Like, what's wrong with you? Why are you doing this? And as soon as she said that, I started thinking, I don't do that. I sit here and I pay attention. I make sure I know what they're talking about so I can focus. And, like, I can't think of any times when I've just kind of wandered off and went like, I don't care about what they're saying. I'm gonna listen to something else. And I got to about that far in the conversation, in the thoughts in my head, before I realized I don't know what the last couple things they've said are. I was doing the thing in response to her telling me I was doing the thing. Okay, so Okay, so I think this part is fine, because this is just me looping through. I mean, admittedly, I don't know what this is. But it's probably best that I have it there. Funny thing is, I remember actually talking to a couple students about it, and whenever the student says, I'm bored of what's being taught in this class, they are never bored of what's being taught in that class. There's something else going on every single time. And like, telling the teacher that you're bored of what's going on it doesn't help anyone. But it's hard to figure out what exactly is going on. Like, the only time someone should be bored of what's going on in class is if they're so friggin' smart that they already understand everything, and they're just listening to someone tell them stuff they already know. But usually, they have trouble focusing, they have maybe some kind of mental disorder that's preventing them from focusing, like ADHD or something, or some such. It may also be that they're, and this was fairly common in math classes especially, that the student didn't understand a lot of the material that came beforehand. So when you introduced this new material for today, they don't even have a basis to learn the new material off of, so they're just so completely lost that they don't care. Like, they stop trying because they stop trying because they don't understand it so greatly. And that's where, like, the student needs to make sure to tell the teacher, even if it's one-on-one time after class or whatever, make sure to tell the teacher. And the teacher needs to understand what's going on with their students. The teacher cannot just stand up there and teach blindly to everyone and expect it to work. The teacher has to pay attention to every student and how well each student is doing and how different students learn. And they have to teach to that.
Oh my god, I just realized Revenant has like 10,000 more HP than my heat has ever had.
Yeah, so if the teacher and the student can, like, reach out to each other to make sure that the student is actually understanding and learning the material, they will not be bored in class. Okay, so for the time being, I'm going to get rid of this. I'm gonna get rid of that. I'm gonna get rid of that. And I'm gonna get rid of that. Okay, so we're gonna set that. So we start with tempx, set tempx to fieldback.x, and we just loop through left to right with x. So for the time being, I'm just going to disable that because this is the biggest block of code that's going to change. And one of the other problems is just naturally people don't want to do stuff that's hard. So that's another barrier, because even if the student and teacher want to try to reach out to each other, and especially if the teacher is reaching out to the student and trying to help the student learn material they're having trouble with, if that student is having a hard time, they want to do it less. And that's where you start getting excuses like, well, I'm never going to use this in real life. Like, they give that excuse because it's hard, and they don't want to have to put that extra effort in to do something hard. Especially when they don't see the point. I'll get back to what I'm doing here. Okay, so these initial values here, I don't especially know what we're doing with yet. So we're gonna start with... I think we are gonna start with this. But I'm gonna disable both of these. And I'm also going to add in a return X. Yes, itinerant, very much. If the teacher wants to help, and you need help, let the teacher help you. Okay, so we're looking at if temp y is greater than return y, and we're going to set return y to something astronomically low to start, just so we get something, so we have for sure this is a temp y. Then here, we're going to re-enable that, set return y to temp y, and we're going to set return x to temp x. Okay, so before I do this, though, I need an x2 and a y2. So we're going to take this, and we're going to set return x2 to be return x. And then here, we're going to set return y2 to be return y. So if we find a y that's lower than our lowest value, then we set our secondary to be to be what our first one was. That's what I'm doing, right? Yeah. So we do that.
Okay. Electro blue, electro lemon, or electro lime? I already have electro pink, or I can choose that right off.
I like lime.
Lime.
Then we also want to check after this.
Is green.
I think I'm going to put an else in here. So else, if temp y is greater than return y2, but less than return y, then we're not updating that one, we're just setting return x2 to be temp x, and return y2 to be temp y. And that'll just go through the whole spiel. And then after we're done, set return value will be return x2. So I think the only other thing to keep in mind is setting this temp y to be 4000. So if we don't find anything here, if it's empty, then temp y is 4000. So we'll say temp y greater than return y. If it's 4000, then it probably will be, because it's empty. So we'll set that and we'll shuffle everything accordingly. And I think that will do it. Okay, so back to our AIs. So if quantity is greater than 0, so if we're holding something, set destination to function.call that, and we're adding in found outlier none. And there's so many edge cases in this that I have to take into account that makes this really rough. Then I need to put a B below this one that says if you're over that destination, call Trojan. So if you have gems, find the second place to dump them and go there. If you're there, throw them. If you do not have gems, then find the lowest place you can throw them, or find the lowest location. If that location is empty, find your trash, move to it, grab it. If it's not, go there and grab it. So we're almost there. This is going to need a secondary under it for clown dot, where's this variable? Holding, I think holding is what I'm looking for, is greater or equal to 5. Else. Okay, so, if you're holding garbage, then you're going to do something different. If you're not holding garbage, then find the second lowest place to dump it and dump it. If you are holding garbage, I need you to go find more garbage. I think I'm using this one. I'm gonna put you up here just temporarily. So set destination to that. If you're on the destination, grab. So what if we don't have a destination though? Looking like this. So if you're on the destination, grab. If there is no destination, set destination to have gem find dump. Maybe. Which will look for the lowest place to throw them. Theoretically. That's what have gem find dump does, right? Yeah. And if it's over that, throw it. Okay, we have a sequence of events here that should theoretically get this thing to work. There are still edge cases that could make it not work.
Those are points you'll never know until you experience them.
Specifically, right now I can dump things anywhere. I should not let you dump on top of a garbage block. And then if there are no garbage blocks present, it doesn't trigger any of this AI pattern. So what I need to do is... Yeah, give me... What do I need to help with? Oh, if we have to, like, sit down and wrap that for a little while, I'm gonna have to, like, stop streaming for a while, I guess. Yeah, let me try to knock this out real quick, and then I'll come over and help and probably stop streaming. So else we're looking at... Okay, so if you're holding something, so if there's a gem on the field, do this. If there are no gems on the field, then if you have a garbage block in your hand, do this. So if this equals 5, then that's going to be a Karen block. And we are going to want to... we're not going to bother with have gem, find gem, because we don't need to find anything. So we're mostly looking at this. Okay, theoretically, that should work, except for the edge case, except for a couple edge cases. The biggest edge case that I can think of right now is right now when you're digging down and I need to throw them somewhere, you can throw them on top of a garbage block. And that's just going to make things complicated. So I need to, like, make sure you don't throw it on top of a garbage block. But then another edge case is introduced, which is what happens if there are no locations that aren't covered by a garbage block. Well, yeah, but I'm not dealing with Tofu's block yet. This is Karen's block that I'm dealing with right now. So if there are no good places to do it, like if everything is covered, then there are problems. That's going to be like a whole unique little AI set that I'm going to have to do for that. The simplest solution right now is going to be going down here to find second dump and adding another variable for trash ID. And so when we find our gem, we want a sub-event for if gem type is equal to function.param1, You know what? I don't even need to mess with this. If it's greater than or equal to 5, it's trash. Then I don't even need to pass in a new variable. So if gem type is greater than or equal to 5, then instead we want to set temp y to... let's say... negative 5,000. And then it's going to get down here and say, hey, temp y is most assuredly not greater than return y. And it's also not greater than return y2, because those are at best negative 4,000. So it should just say, okay, we're not going to do anything. So that should prevent it from throwing it on top of existing trash. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Because I couldn't help, and that's a thing that I always help with, to make your life easier. I'm sorry. Okay, so this should make it so it doesn't, it should make it so it doesn't throw on top of an existing block. Or on top of existing trash. So the issue from here, though... the issue from here is only, what if there are no good places to throw? This should only happen if there is trash over 6 of the 7 or 7 of the 7 locations. And that's going to be an interesting little workaround that I'm going to have to AI for. I suppose we can test this, though, and as long as I don't send, like, a stupid amount of trash, this should theoretically work. Who is ready for it not to not work at all? Okay, so AI is going. I'm going to send over a couple blocks, and we're going to see how they handle it. Okay, we're sending 3 blocks over. So it found... okay, so it just threw that down to get rid of it. Then it's going to start digging down. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. And then it's grabbing these. And it's grabbing these. And then it's putting them right there. And then it's going about its... it did something funny. Okay, so I want to check how that trash worked. Okay, so we'll send 2 more blocks over. Okay, so it's got 3, and it doesn't know what to do with them, so it's going to throw them somewhere. Then we're going to grab one, we're going to throw it in the second place. Okay, I need to throw at least 3 for it to have enough time to do that. So red goes there, brown goes there. Okay, so we're throwing 3. We're throwing 4. We'll see how it handles 4. So it's got 4. So now it's got to go... Okay, we're going to dig down on the lowest one. So we're going to go over here, dig down. And it's going to throw it in the second lowest spot. So right there. Then it should be able to grab everything. And throw it down there. And it's going to go boom. I just did it that time. I did it correctly that time. Let's try 3 again. Throw 3 over and see what happens. And to dig down. So it should throw them down there. No, it worked correctly that time. What happened that one time then? I wish I could, like, go back and watch the stream again.
You can. Well, yeah, you can. You can clip it.
I
You can clip the screen.
I guess.
It's just annoying. Because you've got to go through the clip.
Yeah. Okay, let's watch 2 Karens go at it and see what happens. Can medium even send garbage to the opponent? I'm sure medium can, it's just bad at it. Maybe I should do this on hard. Hard could be trouble. I think hard's too good. Okay, how are you gonna handle trash? How are you gonna handle trash?
I think you need to make your AI pause. Once it's like. Oh no, it's high enough.
I should, really. So it doesn't just send a... It just doesn't go indefinitely.
Yeah.
So that actually worked pretty much exactly like it's intended to work. Yeah. It looks like all that's happening is, because its AI sees those blocks as there are blocks here. Yeah, all it sees is there are blocks here, therefore it needs to do something about them. And its AI tells it to pick the block up and take it to the place to throw it.
Ah!
It doesn't hurt anything, it's stupid, but it doesn't hurt anything. Something like that, Advantager. I would compare the game more to Magical Drop, but Tetris Attack is another good one. Like Tetris Attack, Puyo Puyo, and Magical Drop were kind of my three main influences, I guess. And yeah, right now this is AI versus AI. Because we're testing to see how well they handle trash. Just stand there and like pick it up and throw it, pick it up and throw it, pick it up and throw it, pick it up and throw it. Like, it's stupid, but it doesn't hurt anything. It's not a bug. It's just stupid. So I may not do anything about it. Right now the right AI is actually winning. Not by a lot, but the right AI is actually winning. And it goes back and forth. Oh. Dang it, right AI. Why you gotta be stupid?
Oh no!
I know why it's doing it.
Yeah. It's the lowest block.
Yeah, because it sees that one exists, so it goes to the lowest location and tries to dig there. But it picks up that block and then goes, oh wait, I can't do that. That should be pretty easy to fix, because I just have to go in and make it, when it's looking for the lowest point in order to start digging, not to look for garbage.
Huh.
And adding in more garbage made it, like, sort of fix its crap. Okay, that should be a simple enough fix. I smell cooking meat, and it smells good. Yeah, 200 is the score goal. Once you hit 200, the game ends. I wanted this game to be... Whereas a lot of games of this type are about blocking out the opponent and getting their blocks to scroll clear to the top, this game I wanted more to be about reaching a quota. Like a score goal. And right now, 200 is the goal to reach. So first one to 200 wins. Okay, so... Alright. When are they getting here? Tuesday? When else are we having burgers? Like, are we having them on Monday? I'd use a tomato then. I can buy another tomato. Because otherwise, that's gonna be, like, 2 meals of burgers. With no... Oh. Yeah, we can do that. Yeah, we can do that. Okay, so that's gonna be... We're looking at when quantity is greater than 0. No, we're looking at when quantity is empty. We're using have gem find dump to find the lowest possible location. And then we test to see if that's empty or not. So all I really have to do is make NPC have gem find dump, not look for... have gem find dump. So all I have to do is make this not look for the lowest possible location. And I think that'll be as simple as doing the thing that I added down here with this. And just putting that right here. And this will also prevent the AI from ever throwing a normal block on top of a trash block. Which is really good, actually, and I'm glad that I can do that. Okay, let's try this again. Are gray blocks the trash blocks? Yes. There are currently 9 different playable characters, and each playable character has a different trash block that has to be dealt with in a different way. The trash blocks in this game, instead of just being something to get in the way and be destroyed like other blocks, are instead designed around slowing the opponent down and getting you more score. And right now this is the first trash block that I'm programming in for the AI how to deal with. So right now this is the only one this is the only trash block that the AI can even kind of deal with. So we're kind of figuring out how this one works. This trash block needs to touch the bottom row in order to be destroyed, and each one of the 9 different trash blocks works differently. Beans. This is actually a really good difficulty to test on.
I know you love bread, Muffin, but you cannot have bread. Sorry.
He's in like, okay, he got a trash block, so he's got to deal with it. Oh no, he advanced the gems before the trash block could destroy itself. Oh, this stupid AI. Yes, you can since the goal of the game is not to block out your opponent, I thought about the only reason that the lines advance on their own is to add pressure so you don't block out. Like, you have to move faster than that auto movement, than the auto advancement, so you don't block yourself out. And since I didn't want that to be a threat, I didn't want being blocked out to be the threat. It's a race for score instead. So now you have to advance the gems on your own. The AI advances if they're on its own if there's less than 20. Yay! Player 2's the winner!
Well, seems like you're done. You're done too.
Okay, I want to do this one more time on a higher difficulty. Okay. Okay, everybody, I'll be back in 1 second. Okay, we're back. Back, and I wanted to try it again on a higher difficulty, but it occurs to me that one thing I want to do is... I want to make it wait. So if the clowns... combo num is greater or equal to 10. Set move timer to combo timer Okay, so if combo num is greater than or equal to 10, so if you've built up a combo of 10, then we need to set the move timer to the combo timer, so it waits it out, plus its thing. So it'll do that, and then it'll just wait for a little while, I guess. Why are they called clowns? They're called clowns because that's what they were called in Magical Drop. Like, let me... I find somebody who doesn't play as the wall. Sure, Empress. Empress is alright. First, I clicked the start of the video where she's... Okay, there we go. You probably can't really see what's going on here. There we go. Better. So in Magical Drop is like flipped upside down where the clown is at the bottom, but you can see down here is where the little clown is that goes back and forth and actually grabs the gems and whatever. You can see on this side a little better. Holy crap, left guy, calm down. Left guy's not fudging around. Like, the people who play these games and are good at them get to be, like, crazy. I'm gonna mute that. Get to be, like, crazy good. And, like, I'm pretty good at these, but this is, like, these guys are silly. But yeah, they're little clowns in Magical Drop, so that's why I called it a clown there. Funny thing is, in Magical Drop, they weren't always clowns. In the very first Magical Drop... In the very first Magical Drop, they were actually little characters. Like, little versions of the character you're playing as. Which is something I liked a lot more than the clown. So in my puzzle game, I'm going with a little small character, version of the character at the bottom. But I'm still just calling them clowns. Okay, so I added the command in, so they should wait once they hit a combo of 10. So difficulty is 6. Let's knock that up to 8. And see what happens. Okay, so they should be hitting 10 soon, so they're gonna wait for the timer to go out, so they can send their garbage over to the other person. And the AI has no idea what the crap to do with.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh dear.
Player 1 came up with a pretty good strategy for dealing with that.
Fuck
Hey,
this.
like, hey, I don't have anywhere to put these. I'm just gonna put them over here.
Wow.
Like, player 1 knows what's up. Player 2's figured it out too. I'm just gonna go all the way over player 1's arena here so I can put this over here. Hope you don't mind. Oh no, now player 2 is very confused because it can't throw the gem down.
Oh no. I think they're all confused.
Player 1 was waiting to throw garbage down on player 2.
Ah. Oh no. You got problems.
Player 1, oh, player 1 won.
Of course, because player 2 can't do anything.
Because player 2 just got so confused. Okay, so, what we have, though, is we have an AI that almost works. Hey there, Chobita Hollow. Like, all things said, this was, as horrible as that looked, this was actually a good thing to see. Because right now, it seems as though it more or less works. The only issue we have now is if there are more garbage blocks. Now, it was player 2 that got stuck on the edge. Their AIs will only look for blocks in their own area, so there's no way they would look at the other character's area for stuff to do. However, I use 0 as a default for a lot of things. So it didn't get overwritten by anything, so they went clear over to 0, which is the left edge of the screen, to throw all their blocks down when nothing else worked. But otherwise, they're still only looking for blocks in their own field. They would never switch fields without actually switching character number. So, like, I know exactly what happened and why, and it's just a matter of fixing it. But, right now, the only thing I have left to do is I need to fix that, so if they have nowhere to go. Like, if every tile... And, like, that's exactly what I knew what was going to happen. It was in, I think it was NPC find second dump only takes into account if you... NPC find second dump only takes into account that, but I feel like that should be something that I handle up here, maybe? Maybe I should probably look down here. So... when were you gonna stream?
Let me went to eat dinner, but I can just stream.
Okay.
What?
I was just...
I mean, I normally start at 8, but...
yeah. Mostly I was just wondering, should I get wrapped up in this or not? Okay.
Oh, you meant... okay.
Because,
Oh,
yeah, yeah, should I get wrapped up in this? Yes.
No.
It's like, I could start streaming anytime, so should I get involved in this? Yes. Ooh. It reminds me, one time I was fighting Titan.
Different wrap-up.
I think I was fighting Titan. I think it was Titan Extreme, where you wanted to build up a limit break in the beginning, so we stopped. We like pulled our DPS, so we could help build up a limit break.
Huh.
And so what happened was one guy noticed that my DPS was super low, and I told him, yes, I'm intentionally pulling my DPS so we can build up a limit break, because we need a limit break for Phase 2. And he was like, yeah, we do need a limit break for Phase 2, so go all out. What?
So...
Do what?
you do realize that you want to reach the limit break before the phase starts, so you don't want the phase to start, so you don't want to attack him too much.
What made me decide on using Construct 2 over something like Game Maker Studio 2? Honestly, I started using Multimedia Fusion, which is now ClickTeam Fusion. So I started by using that, and it came to the point where I was kind of reaching the limitations of that engine, and I was realizing that it would be so much easier to do things in a different engine, and Barry had been using Construct 2.
I've been using Construct for like 6 years.
And on top of that, I knew Konjac used the original Construct. I think he used it to make Iconoclast. So I think it's just one of those things where if I'm looking for an upgrade, if it's good enough for Konjac, it's good enough for me. And Barry had been using it, so that gave me a chance to look at what it was capable of, and it could do everything that I wanted it to do. So I didn't feel a need to even look at, like, Game Maker Studio to see what it would do, because this just did everything that I needed it to do. And at this point, especially, I'm not going to be teaching myself a new engine when this does everything I need it to. Okay, so, where we are right now is, I think what I'm going to do, and I'll actually do this next time, because Barry's going to be streaming here soon. But I think what I'm going to do is probably when you are holding... Probably when you're not holding, when you're going to grab a block. But I wonder if I should also do this for if you are holding. Yeah, I should put it outside of both of these. So I should put a conditional on top of both of these as to what to do here. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to run a check that says if there are gems on top of 6 of the 7 available spots, 6 or 7 of the 7 available spots, then we need to grab either 1 or 2 and stack them on top of another trash block. And then you can go about your AI as normal. Wait, so if you are holding a gem, then you would just grab them all up. That could actually be dangerous. The thing with Karen's blocks is when you throw them back down, they are actual normal blocks for a bit. Which means if you grab like 15 of them and throw them down, you could just block yourself out. So that could be problems. I'm gonna have to do some thinking about how I want the AI to handle this, because I feel like this is a pretty easy way to accidentally kill yourself. I'm also going to want to put in a conditional for if you're holding gems, don't go looking for more if you have more than X gems. So yeah, this is going to be fun. We've got the basics of the AI down. It's just this one awkward workaround that's going to cause some problems. But I'll work on that next time. So yeah, until next time, everybody. Take care. If you guys want to keep watching some game dev, Barry's going to be streaming some game dev here soon. Are you?
Yeah, no, I'll be streaming Guild Wars 2.
Okay, Barry's going to be streaming Guild Wars 2. Not game dev. Guild Wars 2.
Speaking of game dev, though, if you're one of my patrons, you literally today have access to the beta. So go break my game, and then give me something to do next time I stream. Fixing bugs.
Okay, so, yeah, Barry's gonna be doing that. I'm going to play some 100% orange juice, so while you're watching her play, if you want to play some 100% orange juice, I'll be doing that. The room is going to be Pastry Cats. I will not put a password on it. So anybody can come in and hop in. So yeah, otherwise, until next time, everybody.
Come raid my stream.
Yeah, raid Barry stream. Go, go, go. I hope I typed that right.
Probably.
It's either you or someone who has a name very similar to you. So yeah, go raid Barry stream. Can I set it up to auto-host you?
Probably.
I think I did it, or I swear I did it originally.
Hosting is weird.
Like, how do I auto-host?
Oh god, it's called My Leafy Body is Dying. I'm keeping it that way. I'm keeping it My Leafy Body is Dying.
How do I set up to auto-host somebody? I don't know. I'll figure it out someday. Alright, later everybody.